Hi, and welcome to this session on describing graphs. Okay, so how would you describe this picture? It's a black and white dog with his paws on the wheel of a tractor. Exactly. We just say what we see in the picture. We don't care how he got there. Easy. Now hold that thought and we'll see how it applies to some graphs. So, as we've just seen, describe means saying what is happening, where it's happening, and maybe when it's happening. So your answer should start with saying what is happening, like this. As the independent variable increases or decreases, so the dependent variable increases, decreases, or maybe stays the same. In other words, as the independent variable does something, the dependent variable does something else. So describing is all about the relationships between the variables. So here's an example of a toy car rolling down a ramp. And our investigation is to see how changing the height of the ramp affects the speed of the car when it gets to the bottom. The independent variable is the height of the ramp. And the dependent variable is the speed of the car when it gets to the bottom. So here's the graph. We can describe this by saying, as the height of the ramp increases, the speed of the car at the bottom increases. Or simply, the higher the ramp, the greater the speed of the car at the bottom. As this is a straight line passing through the origin, we can also say speed is directly proportional to the ramp height. Okay, so far so good. We've got the what, now we need to add some more details. We've seen that variables can increase, decrease, or they can stay the same. But what about those 3 and 4 mark questions? How can you add more detail and get more marks? Time to answer the where and when questions. And for a more complicated graph, you may need to divide it into sections and then describe each section separately. And wherever you can, try to use numbers in your answer. They're often given in the question. Here's another one. 3 marks to gain from this one. It has more parts to it, but using the same ideas, you should be able to describe it. The wind speed is the independent variable. Power output depends on wind speed, so that is the dependent variable. As the wind speed increases above 3 meters per second, the power output increases up to a wind speed of 14 meters per second, where it reaches a maximum power output of 3000 kilowatts. The power output then stays the same until the wind speed reaches 25 meters per second, where it drops to zero and stays at zero for higher wind speeds.